Hello, viewers. Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world, when you're watching this, I hope that you're staying safe and well. And thank you for joining me today. I wanted to just have a look at the news around, generally just look at a few of the questions that people have been asking about that may be occupying the headlines at the moment. As you know, Putin has announced that they have a coronavirus vaccine, which hasn't proceeded to third stage trials yet, but they're going to move ahead, and Putin assures everybody it's safe because he has used it on one of his daughters. So that's supposed to be the guarantee. Bit worryingly, he said around 20 countries so far have ordered the vaccine. So let's have a look if that is safe. I think there's going to be what I would call vaccine wars. Australia's Prime Minister has already said he hopes that countries that develop a successful vaccine are going to share it with the world. There would be the temptation in a global recession to really jack those prices up. And again, the World Health Organization is asking globally that we do make this vaccine available to everyone. I'm not sure will that happen. But first of all, to the Russian vaccine, is it going to be safe? I was a little bit perturbed, a little bit worried when I watched that news, worried for the Russians that may become stage 3 of the testing. And of course, if there are any side effects, that's what would show up in stage 3. All right, so we'll look at that. We'll also look. I don't know if you've had a chance to read Michael Cohen's foreword of his book Disloyal. Wow, it's a humdinger. In fact, I tried to order his book. I really dove into that because I just feel that his book is going to be explosive. But his website kept crashing, or the website kept crashing, and I can't even put an order in for his book. But I was able to download the foreword, and wow, he's showing where all the skeletons, where all the bodies are buried. Basically, let's have a look if that's going to hurt Trump politically. Not amongst Democratic voters. We know what they think of Sideshow Don. I'm talking about swing voters or even Republican voters or independent voters. Let's see if it's going to hurt Trump politically. And I also want to look at what is Trump thinking about in terms of one of the things that Michael Cohen said is that Trump will cheat to win. We knew that, but that he will do anything to win. Let's have a look what's on his mind there at the moment. I have been promising a Ruth Bader Ginsburg reading. I will get to that in terms of reading on her as an influential person in one of my in my series, Influential People series. But I'm just going to ask the question today: will she be okay? And then I want to look at how the world or how the electorate has responded to Kamala Harris's candidature, vice president candidature, and generally how the Biden-Harris campaign is going. I absolutely love their slogan, Build Back Better, because it's actually acknowledging that the world, that the US, the world that we see in 2021 is a post-pandemic recession, and God knows what they will uncover after 4 years of really who Michael Cohen says Sideshow Don is. He is according to Michael Cohen, in Michael Cohen's words, he's likening Trump to a mob boss. So let's get started on the Russian vaccine. Let me just tune back into that Putin announcement. Okay. Is this Russian vaccine going to be successful? The Russian coronavirus vaccine, is it going to be successful? I'm feeling there's some doubts around this. I'm not getting a direct yes. I'm not getting a good feeling from it. It is that was my intuitive feeling when I heard the news. Is the Russian vaccine going to be successful? We've got restriction here, but also worry. That's not a good card. That's a no. It's not a good card to come out, and I sensed that we weren't going to get that good card, not yet. It's challenged by the virus itself. So we've got a no here. The virus is just too strong. It is restricting people. It's restricting efforts even to discover a successful vaccine. There's so little understood about it at the moment. So not looking good. The virus itself is challenging Putin's efforts or the Russian scientists' efforts to come up with a vaccine. They want to move quickly because restricting their economy, they want to break out of those restrictions. The foundation of the reading is illusion and smoke screens. There's somebody's head here on a platter. I don't like the look of this at the moment at all. This is really not being forthcoming, not being truthful, trying to throw a smoke screen. Maybe the Russians are getting Russian people on the streets are getting worried. The economy is constricting. The virus is killing people. And this is Putin's attempt to take back the narrative. It's a bit of a desperate attempt. We've got the Chariot card here, things moving so quickly. And of course, what we know with the Chariot is it can quite easily get out of control because of the pace and the rapid way that that the virus has come forward. These cards here are not in Putin's favour. Look at these two cards. They tell a pretty graphic story. What's crowning this reading is the Hierophant. This is the highest source. It is the ultimate arbiter. The highest source. It's also the divine. It's also spirit. It's also God. Showing me that this is beyond Putin's ability to control. There is a higher source at play here. We do have strength, and this card is in the immediate future. So I feel that it might work for a time. It might put them into a position where they might be able to, ease some lockdowns. But I'm just not sure that's going to stick, because the Strength card is also linking with the Hierophant. Something stronger, something higher is at play here. Page of Wands, again, this is about the headlines, grabbing the narrative and the headlines. I do feel internally Putin might be facing some political pushback because of the virus. It is a plan. It is a new start. He's offering a new start. He's trying to get people inspired and motivated again with this fire energy. The hopes and the fears, the Queen of Cups, that something will be revealed. This cup has got a lid on it. I think Putin is frightened, or not frightened, but is worried something is going to the genie's going to get out of the bottle. What is that? Could that be insurrection? Could that be the Russians becoming quite disenchanted emotionally with his leadership? Or the truth getting out with this Queen of Cups. Juggling financially, juggling their economy, juggling the restrictions, trying to make a decision here to go forward. I guess in fairness to Putin, he's trying through obviously, questionable means to give that economic kickstart here. It's all about the dollars. It's all about the Russian economy. But we've got this Five of Wands energy, this competitiveness as well. So Putin again is trying to compete, as always, on the world stage with everything. He's got to be the first. He had that nuclear power submarine, which of course the nuclear reactor exploded into the sea. He's got a litany of trying to rush things and not having not before they're safe, before they're properly tested. This is a competitive thing here as well, again to sell the vaccine. It's not good. The Page of Swords, this is a truth, a spy in the camp. These are pretty spurious sort of cards here. Let's see what is at the base of the pack. We've got the King of Swords, logic, strategy, but this is also investigation, and we do have secrets here, something not being revealed, which would sit nicely with the foundation of this reading being the Seven of Cups. Breakthroughs, wanting to make a breakthrough with this Nine of Cups. As much emotionally for his own political fortitude as trying to be competitive on the world stage. I found a vaccine first. We have to be patient is the message here. Patience. The vaccine is not going to be easily gotten. We've got a judgment card here. Something coming to an inevitable end. I asked about the vaccine. What is coming to the inevitable end? It could be the hope that this vaccine is supposedly offering. Let's see. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, and I think my intuition is right or correct. I won't say right, or close to the truth. It's being rushed, obviously, and there's a lot of smoke screen around it. Is anyone going to be hurt? He's going to give it to frontline staff. It could be that it works. Okay. This is what I think is going to happen. It'll work for a short amount of time, but it won't give immunity beyond a limited time frame, and I think they already know that. Okay, so let's have a look. Will there be side effects? That's the question, really. Will there be side effects from this vaccine? Will there be side effects from the Russian vaccine? Will there be side effects from the Russian vaccine? The worry is that it will make, it could mean that people get coronavirus even more, a stronger dose than what they already would have without the vaccine. That's the worry. Will there be side effects from this Russian vaccine? Side effects from the Russian vaccine. 2, its side effects will show up in time. This is a time card. Maybe they already know that too. But it's going to be a huge loss for Putin. Wow, he's being challenged by having to walk away. The foundation of the reading is the Chariot. Things coming forward very, very, very quickly for Vladimir Putin. He's gambling, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's going to win. This is the families in Russia. This is in the past. And of course, we've got the Knight of Cups, this attempt to smooth over the electorate, to flag some, failing fortunes. But he also, we always attribute this, I guess, highly intellectual, Machiavellian, sophisticated, nefarious energy to Putin. But in some respects, Putin is also trying to be liked by the world. But this is an ending and beginning sitting next to the Eight of Cups. I'm actually thinking there's a truth here that's going to emerge with this Eight of Swords and the Chariot. I don't think it's going to go well. The truth is around this Eight of Swords card, which came up before. Restriction, trying to move too quickly to lift restrictions. The Knight of Pentacles, though, we've got money. Selling the vaccine to others is coming into the frame here. And the Page of Wands. This is a struggling political tactic on behalf of Putin, and I do feel wanting to bring forward a vaccine for the world to try and lift Russia's standing in the world. But we've got a karmic card sitting along the Seven of Wands. He's going to have to defend himself for this announcement. He's going to have to defend himself because it's not going to work in the long term, and I think they know it. So will the truth come out? We've got trade, expansion, commerce, waiting for the ship to come in. We do have the Ace of Cups. This is the emotional new starts he's trying to achieve. Of course, people are dying. We asked about will there be side effects? And we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the economy, and we've got the strength of the virus again. It's not looking good. It won't last. It seems to be there's this positivity around it now, even in Russia. It's not going to last, and he's going to have to defend his actions. Not looking good for Putin. As I said, it may give some kind of temporary immunity. With that death card there could potentially even be side effects. So that's the vaccine. Let's move on to Cohen's book, because I was absolutely enthralled when I read that forward. It's just so... He says that to understand a gangster, you have to read something written by a gangster. To understand the mob, you have to read a first-hand account from someone who was involved with the mob. And that is the strength of that book. I wondered whether the crashing of the website, I just couldn't get onto it. May have been a hack even to stop people ordering the book. It is quite incredible reading. If you haven't looked at that forward, look at it. And if it's a taste of what's to come, this is huge. His book is huge. All right, so will Michael Cohen's book hurt Trump politically? Now, I know I'm not talking about with Democrats. We already know who he is. I'm talking about, will Michael Cohen's book hurt Trump politically, hurt his chances of winning? What have we got here? Will Michael Cohen's book hurt Trump politically? It's pretty huge. We've got the anxiety here, the Nine of Swords, which is an interesting card to pull. High anxiety, I think that's Trump. And the challenge here is the Ten of Wands. This is also Cohen. If you can think about, he talks about what it was like to testify against Trump, given Trump was the president, with all his enablers. These are the two cards that I think go for Trump and go for Cohen as well. Once partners, I'm going to say, in alleged crime. We've got high levels of anxiety and, carrying that very, very heavy load. It's going to talk a lot about how he made his money, how he kept his money, how he stitched people up. The Nine of Pentacles, this luxury card. It won't be just about Trump. He's going to talk about those Moscow towers. He's going to be talking about his children as well. The Nine of Pentacles is the foundation of the reading. It's also showing Michael Cohen will get, his book sales. Of course, the Republicans when he testified, wanted him to talk about, to give a guarantee he wouldn't write a book. Cohen said he was never going to do that. It's his amendment right to actually speak out. But it's going to be very, very successful. In the past, we have the lies and deceit. Again, this is the murky energy that they both sit in. And this is why this book is going to be a bestseller, why it's going to do the damage, because it's written they are alike in many ways. Look at this, the Ten of Swords. It's absolutely, I thought when I read that forward that this was Cohen's payback. It's titled Disloyal, that Trump wasn't loyal and never is loyal to his enablers. But this is Michael Cohen's payback. This is going to be have a huge impact on Trump. The sun, full illumination. This is not only Cohen's redemption, but it's also full illumination. He talks about things, well, read the forward and you'll see what we're likely to now, skeletons survive in dark cupboards and dark closets, don't they? This is shining a light on where the bodies are buried here. Wow, okay. Now we've got, I guess, in the here and now, this is Trump, battle weary. It's like the past is catching up with him. You know, look at the contrast between the 9 of Pentacles and the 9, again 9, and another 9, and 10, and 10, coming to an end, an ending of a cycle, double 10 and 1, full illumination. Wow. We've got the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords, another one. The truth emerging, the truth emerging. Yes, it is going to hurt Trump politically. The hopes and fears that we can finally move on from this most tragic, I guess, distasteful, abhorrent chapter here. The Ace of Pentacles. Yes, it is going to hurt him. Look at this. It's also going to help Cohen, however way you want to take that. But it's also going to be talking a lot about how Trump made his money. And Cohen knows where to go, where the skeletons are, as I said, are in closets. This is around the finances here. We do have wounded in battle, and this is a card, when soldiers go out to battle, they bring the bodies home. They're either passed over or they're severely wounded. Look, we've got this really, really wounding here for Trump. This is the tax fraud. Remember Cohen's testimony led to Vance's case, the Manhattan DA's case. They've already got the Deutsche Bank financials, and then we've got this book coming out which will focus in part or tell us something about how Trump made his money, but also how he dodged his taxes. There's fraud here. This is really going to hurt Trump. The Queen of Cups, there's going to be something in there about Trump and women. Here's our Queen of Cups. The Knight of Pentacles, 2 knights here, those around him, how he enabled and got help from those around him. We've got the Chariot, wow, huge, 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 huge. And we've got the Lovers here, which is my Trump card, the Chariot and the Lovers. It's going to have a very strong impact on Donald Trump, and it's going to tell us a lot, and it's going to be hugely successful for Cohen in terms of people will want to get their hands on this. He needs to watch out though, because some of those more difficult cards like the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Wands are for him as well. He's gone out to not only to get redemption, not only to lay his truth out there in all the shame that he obviously feels, but he's gone out there to get revenge, and he will get revenge as well. But this is the Sideshow Don currently is the most powerful person in the United States. Is Cohen safe is the obvious question. Now, I know we're getting on for time. But let's just have a look. Is Cohen safe? Is Michael Cohen safe? He's taken measures, obviously, strong measures, more measures than he has in the past. With the release of this book, he's not giving a release date. Now, that's important as well. It's almost like he's kind of dribbling it out, and he will pick his time. I feel he's picking his time on that. And consequently, he's thought this through in terms of what sort of level of protection he needs. So is Michael Cohen safe from Trump? He goes to say the opening paragraph is that Trump wants him dead, and he talks about the way a mobster would say that. I wouldn't be unhappy if Michael Cohen was dead, which is a word, get the word out. It's almost like get the contract on Cohen. So is Cohen safe? I don't think he is at all. Is Michael Cohen safe? Michael Cohen's safe. This is a crossroads for him. If he thought he was at the crossroads before, he's at it now. He's carrying a huge load. He does say that he thought of self-harm at the height of all this. He couldn't see a way out of it. He's in danger from Russia with this Empress card, from Putin, and the oligarchs. And Trump himself, of course, with this 9 of Cups. Or it could be paying Putin, somebody, Russia. Let's have a look. Okay, so we've got the disappointment back to the wall. We do have the truth coming out, and we do have this 10 of Swords and this 9 of Wands. But we're moving into a Biden-Harris era, I feel. We're moving away from this. Michael Cohen called him likened him to a mob boss. We're moving away from that, this King of Cups, moving out of the King of Pentacle and Devil energy into the King of Cups. And so I feel that, there's a loss coming. This is where the cards are showing me. I asked, would he be safe? Look, it's perilous for him at the moment. He's taken steps. He is counting on, now again, Trump not winning, not counting on. He's done everything he can so that Trump won't win that election with this book. Wow, we've got the victory card. He's as safe as he can be at the moment. He's taken the steps that he needs to take. And once there is a change of government, he will be okay. Looks like that 4 of Swords is for Trump, not for Cohen. All right, we've probably got time for one more question. What will it be? Okay, so with all the truth coming out from Trump's Mr. Fix-It, let's have a look what he said. He will do anything to win the election. He will cheat. He will do whatever he can. We've seen him not wanting to refund the Postal Service to slow down the mail-in ballots. We know that Russia is helping with disinformation. Queen of Wands. We've got this, to me, that's now Kamala Harris, that Kamala Harris card. I did want to also say, it's funny she comes into this reading. I felt that Biden also, his choice of her was around, well, for a lot of reasons, but her power as a former Attorney General, California's Attorney General, the way that she takes on people, including the way she took on Biden, she's a fighter. And I feel that this will give Biden a real advantage. All right, and that's come up in response to what Trump is doing to cheat. Okay, so what is Trump now? Focusing on Trump. It was a very, very good, from that point of view, a good choice for Biden to make in Kamala Harris. Okay, so, all right, so let's move to Trump. Trump and the GOP, what are they trying to do? What are they trying to do to win this election? What are they up to? What do we need to look at? What do we need to look at here? So I'm getting a real pull to taking that funding away because I saw him just pouring out the cup, which I felt was money, taking money away. That's one of his strategies. Okay, so, but this is also maybe from the pandemic as well, something to do with money, budget. All right, so yeah. He could have deliberately signed that executive order to slow down the stimulus, and to overtake that. This could have even been in full knowledge of the GOP in some way. His executive order slowing down stimulus to people is an election strategy to win. It's dirty. It's the dirtiest of the dirty. But that I also feel was a strategy. Now, when we look at that a bit further, there would be evictions. Now, there's no accident. His clause around trying to stop people being evicted, his own economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, admitted to the media it won't stop evictions. And so if people are homeless, they're less likely to vote. How is Trump, show me in the cards, how is Trump trying to cheat to win this election? How is Trump trying to cheat to win this election? Loans and debts, giving and receiving help. This of course is withdrawing help, and also doling out favours and money to those states that are likely to back him. He's out of balance. This is the cup here, pouring from one to another. I'll just bring the laptop down. This is out of one bucket to another bucket. FEMA, okay, took money out of FEMA's budget to do this so-called executive order, which is a sham. It's a sham. Okay, he's not giving help because the temperance card is a challenge to this Six of Pentacles. He's getting overseas help. Now, he announced a deal between Israel and the United Arab Emirates. There is some payoff there, some payoff in his shadow foreign policy that is actually going to impact or help him in the election. In the past, we've got the Four of Wands, celebration, community, but that's in the past. Okay, that is my card for the Democratic Party. What's crowning this reading is the Queen of Wands. She is my card for Kamala Harris. I do feel that the Biden campaign is on top of this, and they're going to put roadblocks in front of him and the Congress as well. The King of Swords, investigation here. This is the October surprise. I feel this is Durham's, the special counsel. He's going to try and launch investigations, paint the Russia Mueller investigation as a witch hunt. That they're going to ramp that up in the immediate future. Ramp it up. So watch for that. The Strength card, strength and endurance in the here and the now, a show of strength at every turn. And of course, we've got the donors here. The Nine of Pentacles, the donors, campaign donations, doing favours for donors to, of course, get the money through the door, offering people things to do certain things for him. We do have in the hopes and fears the Hermit. The Hermit, of course, is the lockdown card for the pandemic. He could have done a lot more had the US not been in a pandemic. We've got disappointment here as the outcome, which tells me something that the Biden camp is going to do, or that Congress will do, the Democratic Party will stop some of this. And of course, he has help from the Russians, as we know, and they have a plan in place that will mature in time, that maybe kicks in around 2 months' time. You're going to see something there, more disinformation. At the base of the pack, of course, we have the Lover's card, wanting people to get to align with him in any way he can. So there's a lot of division here that he'll be sowing. But ultimately, I get retreat here, and ill health. And we do have something being stalled. This could even be the mercenaries, I think they were a conglomeration of government officers from the Department of Homeland and Security and the prison riot squads. I think they will be stalled in some way. I'm not sure who's got what before the courts, what challenges to that before the courts, but it looks like he won't be able to. I think he had intended to send his, I called them goons, out to states. In some way, that's going to be stopped. Okay, so in summary, he's using budget and money. He's trying not only to maximise the impact of the poverty aspect here, but we do have Russia here in the frame. Something in about 2 months. It could be around that King of Swords, the investigation. When is Durham ready to report? Some say that is the October surprise. That's another reading. Where are we now? August, September, October. Yeah, that's what that is. Okay, look, I'm not going to do anything more. I could go on. I did want to see if Justice Ginsburg is okay. Also wanted to check in on the Biden-Harris campaign, see how the electorate was welcoming her. I wanted to also look at finances and the economy, but those readings will be for another day. That's enough for today, and thank you for tuning in, and thank you for staying with me and supporting my channel. Thank you so much, viewers.